All right. Biggest mistake I see when it comes to tracking food. The biggest mistake is primarily in raw versus cooked weights. Okay, so what I mean by that is, I've got an example. I've got some ground turkey here. So a lot of packaged meat, especially like this, if you're buying, they come in these 16-ounce packs. Whatever, it doesn't actually matter. On the back, most meat, a serving size is going to say 4 ounces, okay? As does this one, so 4 ounces, and then you get this nutrition information from those 4 ounces. So the mistake people will make is they'll cook this ground turkey and then they'll weigh out 4 ounces and they'll log it as what it says here. Scan this barcode into MyFitnessPal and they're good to go. No, they're not good to go. Because what happens is meat actually loses 25% of its weight when we cook it. So a proper serving size of this ground turkey cooked is 3 ounces and not 4, but it will have the same nutritional profile for those 3 ounces. So you can either weigh out your food raw, which doesn't make any sense to me, or you just make the adjustment, right? You cook your meat and you know that a 4-ounce serving is actually a 3-ounce serving cooked, okay? If it says 4 ounces on the package of raw meat, once it's cooked, it is 3 ounces, 3 ounces. If you weigh out 4 ounces, you are eating 1.33 servings. And that's also okay. You can eat as much as you want. Depends on what you need. Do you need a lot of protein? Do you need 6 ounces of this ground turkey? Great. Well, what would 6 ounces be? 2 servings, right? Exactly. I know, you got this. Really need to emphasize it. The other thing that happens with a lot is grains. Rice, oatmeal, beans, pasta, anything that's dry and then is going to become cooked and soft and then like created with liquid, if you will. When the serving size says 2 ounces on the package, it is talking about dry or 56 grams dry weight, not cooked weight. So this can be tricky if you buy, say, an enormous bag of rice and you're working off of that bag over time. So what you can do is in MyFitnessPal, you'll just have to search cooked, like jasmine rice cooked, and then weigh it out. Typically about 100 grams is what I have. It's a decent serving of carbs. And then you know to weigh out the cooked rice. Just search it that way. Whatever kind of rice you're choosing, basmati, jasmine. I do prefer white rice. It just digests better for the majority of people than brown rice does. But if you like brown rice, go for it. It's just the same way. You need to look up brown rice cooked, try and find a green verified check mark, and then work from there and weighing it out, not the dried measurement that is on the package. Now, another way to do this is, let's say you were cooking a box of the Barilla chickpea pasta that I love, and that box has 4 servings in it, right? 2 ounces dry is what it is. It's an 8-ounce box, 4 servings. So it's 2 ounces dry for each serving. Well, what the hell is that cooked? I don't know. So what I'll do is I cook the entire batch of pasta, and then I'll put a bowl, dump it on here, and get a weight for the entire box of pasta, right? And I'll say, okay, so this whole box is 740, or that's a hard one to do math, top of my head. Let's do 840 grams. So I know, divided by 4, that 1 serving of this is going to be 210 grams, right? And then I can weigh it out from there. And then once you know that, right, you've put in that work that one time, you now know what a serving is moving forward. Okay, so at the beginning, we have a little bit more prep work while we learn exactly what foods have what in them and how much a serving size is of X foods. But once you lay that groundwork and you do this basic measurement, which by the way, I'm saying groundwork and a lot of initial work, it's not that much work to put a ball on here, dump the pasta in and see what it weighs, right? Divide it by a calculator, and there you go, that's your serving size. So that also applies to anything you're eating cooked. Sweet potato, if you're measuring it cooked, you just need to search on MyFitnessPal, sweet potato cooked, and it will even give you examples. And always check the green little arrow in the corner that tells you that these are verified food sources. Not every single thing you eat you're gonna find a verified option for, but the majority of them you are. So you wanna search cooked, and you'll even see different options like sweet potato boiled, sweet potato baked in skin, right? The various ways we can make it does make an impact on how we eat it. Are you eating, for example, chicken breast cooked? Is it broiled? Is it cooked in the skin, on the bone? These things make differences and impacts on the food. So just find what's appropriate in MyFitnessPal. It sounds complicated. As I'm like talking, I'm like, this sounds like so much information coming out of me. But it is so simple and straightforward. You just need to know these couple of basic things to avoid, and that's it. So if you're eating things cooked, you need to be searching them in MyFitnessPal as cooked. Or if it's meat like this, you just log a serving of it, even though on MyFitnessPal it will say ground turkey 4 ounces. If you scanned this, you know you're weighing out how many? 3 ounces. 3 ounces. The only thing that I think is an exception is like when you're buying things that don't come in a pre-1 pound scannable on the back, a large pack of chicken, steak, etc. You just search the cooked. You just search chicken breast cooked, and you add in whatever serving you're choosing to have to fit your macros. One last thing is, if you know that there's a certain thing you want to have for dinner or a certain treat you really want to have later in the day, maybe you've been craving something, I highly suggest you start your day by logging that meal or that treat in to your MyFitnessPal, and then you just work backwards throughout the day, right? You are setting those macros aside from the get-go, right? I know I want to have Halo Top tonight. I know I want to have 3 Lindt chocolate balls tonight. Like whatever it is you're really just craving and dying for, log it in and know that you're good. So when you log everything else for the rest of the day, you're just filling what's missing in your macros, and the other stuff is already fit because you started your day by adding it in there. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this was helpful. If you guys do have any other specific questions when it comes to tracking or anything at all, always feel free to reach out to me. I am here for you.